What if the person who kidnapped you didn't want money or revenge? What if they just wanted to watch you forget who you are? This isn't a ghost story. This is worse, because this one could happen to anyone. They call it the cabin case. One girl missing, 28 days gone. But when she came back, she wasn't the same. Her name was Rachel Lorne. She was 16, smart, quiet, lived in a sleepy town where the worst crime was an overdue book. Until one October evening, she didn't come home from her after-school art class. Her phone stopped pinging. Her last location, an empty stretch of road near the woods. They searched everywhere. No signs, no screams, no suspects. Just her bike, neatly placed on the grass, like someone didn't want to leave a mess. 28 days later, she stumbled out of the forest barefoot, her face scratched, her arms covered in bruises, but she was alive. Local media exploded. Police said she was taken, locked in a cabin somewhere deep in the forest. But that's all they said. No more details, no arrests. And Rachel, she refused to talk, until one night, she whispered something to her older sister. He made me call him father, but I think he wasn't real. 3 months later, Rachel's therapist gave her parents something chilling, a journal. It was full of drawings, crude, childlike. Over and over again, a man with no face, a wooden door with 7 locks, a window, showing Rachel looking at herself from outside. Each page was labeled Day 1, Day 2, Day 3. But by Day 12, the handwriting changed. It was still Rachel's, but messier, slanted, panicked. Day 3 just said, I think I'm not Rachel anymore. What happened in that cabin? Here's what a therapist pieced together from sessions, whispers, and drawings. The man fed her 3 times a day. He never spoke, only played recordings of a voice that sounded like hers. Sometimes the lights went out for hours. Sometimes she'd wake up tied to the bed, even though she went to sleep untied. One night, she saw herself standing in the corner, smiling. The next morning, a second plate of food was on the table. She asked, trembling, "Who was that for?" The man looked directly into her eyes and whispered, If you were kidnapped and your captor tried to erase your identity just to survive, would you fight to remember who you were, or would your mind start creating someone else? Let me know in the comments. What would you do? When Rachel was found, her hair had been chopped unevenly. She had a stitched scar on her shoulder, like something had been implanted and removed. Medical exams showed no serious internal injuries, but on her inner thigh, she had 7 numbers tattooed. Her parents insisted she never had a tattoo, but Rachel just stared at it and said, "That's the code to unlock the door. But I'm not supposed to remember it." Police went back into the woods. They never found the cabin, but they did find a chain nailed into a tree, and underneath, a single, blood-stained voice recorder. The tape, it played a loop. "You are not Rachel. Rachel is gone." Rachel stopped speaking 2 months later. She'd stare into mirrors for hours, whispering things like, "I'm still inside," or "She's wearing me again." Her parents removed all reflective surfaces from the house. But on December 8th, her mother found her in the bathroom, smiling into the mirror. When she asked, "What are you doing?" Rachel replied in a voice that didn't sound like hers, "Just saying goodbye. I'm not the one who came back." They say Rachel still lives in that house, but no one sees her much anymore. She doesn't go outside. She doesn't speak. But every few nights, a neighbor says they hear 2 people talking in her room, and one voice always says the same thing, "You're not her, but I'll wear you better this time." Drop a comment below. Do you think Rachel really escaped, or did the wrong version come back? And if someone wore your identity for a month, would you even recognize yourself anymore?